synergy to Google Classroom. You've got all your Google Classrooms created. Now we want to customize our Google Classrooms to make them both engaging and fun for our students. So I've got one here that I've already done. Look at this. I got a customized banner for it. Shows the class period so students can put them into the right order. Shows the name of the class, and it has the teacher name. So if parents needed to get in touch, they'd know how to get it. Now you can definitely customize this however you want, but I'm going to show you a couple of really cool things to hopefully get you off on the right foot. The first thing, if you don't have a free Educator Canva account, you should get one. They're great. It's a great tool to create any kind of posters or pamphlets or flyers or anything that you've got going. So we're going to go out to Canva real fast. Again, you do get a free full account as a teacher using your school email to sign up for it. So I'm going to go into Canva. I've already created my account. You don't have to do this, but I'm going to just show you a couple of ways that you can do this. Let me back up first. So if you wanted to, and we wanted to customize the theme of our classes, I want to change my Google Classroom. I can go in, hit this customize button. I can select a photo and go through different photos based on category or criteria. I can even upload my own photo. So if I wanted to upload a photo, let's say I've got a photo here that I've got. So we've got a picture here on my computer. And then it gives you kind of the banner, and you can resize the banner to some degree of what you would like to make to get your picture, but it kind of gives you a limit of what you could get to get your picture. You can also select the colors that you want for your class. What I think is really, really neat is going in and using Canva. And so what we're going to do is if we go to Canva, what we can do is we're going to do a search in here, and we're going to do Google Classroom. And when we do a search in Google Classroom, we're going to get templates. Oh, hold on here. Let's go to Google Classroom, and we want to do Google Classroom header. Now, this is really good because these are already formatted to the right size. You can go with anything. As you can see, I've got some in here that I've already done. You can choose different colors, different backgrounds, lots of really, really cool stuff that you can do. I'm gonna do this one. I like this little robot guy for our gateway class. So I'm gonna customize this classroom header. So I'm gonna go in and I'll customize this one here. And what I think is always good is I'm gonna do my period first, so that the students know what period this is going to be. So my gateway class will be period 5. So I'm gonna go period 5. And then I'm going to change this, and we're going to call this gateway. Oh, I got to extend this out a little bit. Now, this is your starting template. There are all kinds of things that you can do in Canva. You can add elements, you can add pictures, you can change the colors of the background. It gives you a great starting point for it. I'm going to change the name of this, and I'm going to call this my gateway class header. So I'm going to call this my gateway class header. Now, one thing, when you're creating your class headers, if you are using Canva, stay away from putting a bunch of stuff in this lower left-hand corner. I'm going to show you why here in just a second, but that's going to be a lot of the required information for Google Classroom is going to be in this lower left-hand corner. Okay, so you want to kind of avoid the lower left corner. So then I'm going to hit the share button. I'm going to download this. So let's go to download it. I'm going to download this as a picture, as a graphic, as a PNG. PNG or JPEG, doesn't matter, but you want to do one of those two. I'm going to do it as a PNG. I'm going to download it. It's already set for the beautiful part of the template. It's already set for Google Classroom at the 1920 by 480. I'm going to hit the download button. It is going to download my banner. Then I can go back into my Google Classroom. I'm going to hit this customize, upload a photo. I'm going to select upload from my template that I did there. And here's my template. So then I can expand this to some degree so I can get it just a little bit bigger. There it is. I've got everything in there. I'm going to hit this to select this as my class theme. And there it is. So I've got my class theme there. Now I can choose my colors for it. I'm going to keep this kind of that bluish color so everything kind of stays the same. Now you notice down here, it's got everything here of what we've got for it with the class and all those things. So I've already got Period 5 Gateway. So what I'm going to do is go into the actual settings of my class, and I'm going to make my class name. What I do is I'm going to make it so that you still know who it's with. I'm going to make it just my name. I'm going to take off the class description. I'm going to take out the section because it's in there. I'm going to put the classroom in there so students know where they're going to. And I'm going to put the class type in here. So I'm going to put in here technology. Oh, there it is. So then I've got my technology for it. A couple other features that you can do when you're setting up your class, as long as they're in here, is you can turn on invitation codes that kids can get invited, or with your class code, or you can just do it direct through the Synergy. You have the ability to have it so the students can post and comment. Students can only comment, or only teachers can post and comment, depending on how much you want to monitor the stream, how much information you want to show on the uh, classwork stream. Think of the stream as like your Twitter feed or your X feed now. And so then we can do that. If we ever needed to put a Meet link on there, you could put a Google Meet link on there. Grading periods is a really cool new feature that you can do. So we can add a grading period in here. So I'm just going to add quarter 1 to show you. So I'm going to call this quarter 1. So I'm going to be quarter 1. Quarter 1 for me is going to start August 22nd, and it ends October 18th. So we're going to go to October 18th. And then we're going to, you can also copy this to other classes if you would like to. So I'm going to come back and do that with all of mine. I can do my grades if I want to calculate the grades. Ultimately, Synergy is the only place that you have to have the grades, but I put them both places and make sure that it match up, because I want to make sure that my students have it. They can see it in Google Classroom. They can see it in Synergy. They got multiple places to look to see it. So we do weighted by category. I had previously set up my grade categories as practice and assessment. So what I'm going to do is do the same thing in here. I'm going to make it practice, and my practice category is worth 10%. And then I'm going to add a category, and that is my assessment category. My assessment category is worth 90%. And then when I hit the save button, we've got my teacher name down here. It's got the class period. I've got everything that I need in here, and it makes it a much cooler kind of a way so that the kids can see what their class periods are. So once you've gone through and you've set up your classes, the last piece to really get you ready for with your technology tools is to link up your classes in Google Formative. So we're going to pop over to Formative, or not Google, into Formative. So I'm going to pop over to Formative. Formative is a great space for you to provide assessment and real-time instruction. Every middle school and high school teacher has an account in Formative, so I'm going to go and log in. I've already signed in, so if you'll use your school Google account, I'm going to go right to the dashboard. And then right now I've got my classes here, so I'm going to add some classes. So I want to get my classes set up for this year. So I'm going to go up here to do this add button. And what I want to do is do a roster sync. And this is really important, because one of the things you can do is, as you provide assessments in Formative, you can pass those grades back to Google Classroom, which then can go back to your Synergy. So you can have your grades come up in Formative, and everything passes itself right back into the grade book, and you've got grades for your kids. Lots of great formative features that you can see. So I'm going to do the roster sync them with my Google Classroom, and I'm going to sync my account here. And I'm going to pick the classes that I want to do. So I can change the names of these classes once I get them in here. So I'm going to do these two here, and it is at the high school. It's got all my students that are in there. I'm going to do this class here, and I'm going to do this one here, and I'm going to import those classes and those students. So then I've got them imported in there. So you see the green check boxes to let you know that your kids have all been imported. It's really important that if you get students that add or subtract, that you come back and you do this roster sync again, because that will make sure that your formative classes are set up right. And so then what I would do here is I could edit my class details. Instead of being A or B, I would know that this first class is going to be my intro to esports. I can give it the same color coding kind of as I want to. And I'm going to call this ES for esports. I can pick an icon for it to kind of juice it up. I'm going to go with the floppy disk, the saving. We can pick all the grades that we've got for this. So this is going to be 8th through 12th. So we'll add my grades in here for it. And this will get you going. Our subjects, I can sit in here and get my subjects of computer science. I'm going to hit the update on here. And so that's going to be how you get your classes set up to get Formative going. And you're ready to go day one for the high school and the middle school. If you have any questions or need some personalized help, please feel free to reach out to me and I'll get with you and help out any way I can.